Back on Talk of the Town, and always love it when we have some set props on the show, especially when they're set props that you can drink, as we bring in Fred from Baraboo Bluff Winery. Fred, thanks for joining us.
Rich, thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your winery then. So how long have you guys been open? How long have you been doing it?
We actually opened up May 1st of last year. We're open up from May 1st till October 31st, and then we reopened. We had our grand reopening on April 1st of this year.
Oh, wow.
And the plan for this year is we are going to be open year-round, Thursday through Monday from 11 to 5.
Okay. All right, so you're still kind of young at this.
Second year.
Now planning, at least like opening a winery, it's not like you can, decide, well, next month I'm going to open it. You take some time to make the wines, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's the whole thing started about five years ago. We had my wife and I went to the local garden center, and we were there buying some plants for our vegetable garden, and ran across some grapevines. We bought 4 of them. Came home, did our yard work, planted our 4 grapevines. We're sitting next to them, drinking a bottle of wine, overlooking the view that we have and the land that we own. And I said to her, hey, wouldn't it be great to just fill this hillside with grapevines? And she agreed with me. However, she didn't know that I really meant it. So the next day, I actually got online and I started researching. I'm like, how would somebody that has no background whatsoever into growing grapes and making wine learn how to do all this? And it turned out that Missouri State University offered classes online. So I immediately signed up for classes and started planning 5 years ago this May. And last year, after 4 years, we planted 2 vineyards and did the tasting room in the production area and started making wine.
Terrific story. And wives don't always expect us husbands to follow through on our crazy ideas.
I'll tell you, the funny thing is that she was not a fan. The first 2 years, she was just like, you're crazy, I can't believe you're doing this. A year later, we planted an 1.5 acre, 1,500 grapevines. The trellis system started going up. She started seeing it happening. A buzz started happening in town because people were seeing what was going on. And then after 2 years, she was on board. And next thing you know, she's running around telling everybody, look what we did.
Nice. Now, so much about a winery is the experience about when you go there. So what's a typical experience for a visitor for your winery?
Well, the first experience that our visitors normally react to is the walk from the parking lot up to the tasting room. We're located up on the side of the Baraboo Bluffs. So our parking lot is about halfway up, so there's still another halfway you have to go. But it's well worth it because the biggest selling point or the biggest attraction to our winery, even though all our wines are very good, solid wines, the view is spectacular. You can see for at least 15, 20 miles.
Nice. So the location you're talking about, how about cost? It seems like that would be kind of prohibitive to open a winery, isn't it?
You mean as far as startup costs are concerned? Sure, there's a big investment in it, but the fortunate thing for us, we already owned our home, so we converted part of our home. The lower level was converted into the tasting room. What used to be our garage is now the production area, and then we also already had the land, so that part was already taken care of. The equipment and stuff afterwards, of course, was a big investment, plus not to mention all the time. Our first year being a startup company, I unfortunately did not get paid. But I think this year that's going to change. But I was okay with it because it actually turned into a passion. So it's been a lot of fun.
Very cool. So what did you bring us today? Let's talk about your most popular wines and what you got here.
Well, these 3 wines we just found out last week. We entered all 3 of them into the Finger Lakes International Wine Competition. We just found out last week all 3 of them got silver medals.
Oh, terrific! Nice job.
So these are very popular wines. Our most popular wine I did not bring with me. It's called The Girlfriend. It's got a picture of, well, the story behind it is that when I was taking my winemaking classes, our 2 oldest boys were dating these 2 girls. And I kept making wine that I like, which is typically dry. And they wanted me to make something sweet and fruity like a Moscato. So I came up with a white wine that's sweet and it has mango in it, and they loved it. So we decided that we were just going to call it The Girlfriend, name it after the 2 girls. And we took it a step further. We hired an artist friend of ours from Milwaukee, Nova Zarnecki, and we had her go ahead and do a painting of the 2 girls, and we put it on the label, and it's called The Girlfriend.
Nice. Very cool story.
So that right there is called the Sweet Angel, and it's made from a vanilla grape, and we didn't do anything special to it other than ferment it. Now, if you take a good smell out of it, you should pick up hints of pineapple, which is natural from the grape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of our silver medal winners.
Favorite part of the show right there.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
yeah, cheers, by the way.
Yeah, right back at you.
Absolutely terrific. Nice finish. Good and clean and drier than expected. So
yeah.
Nice job. Congrats on the medals.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the wine as well. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town here on Channel 57.